Welcome to DTV. I'm joined by Brian Royal in the lead up to the clash against Richmond this weekend. And Chock, it's going to be another one, difficult one for the D. Oh, yeah. Not difficult. I'm going to say another tough one. Stuff that one? Yeah. Sorry, mate. Yeah. But because of your coaching, we'll get through.
Yeah, exactly. It used to be on a hostel, so.
Go on. Enough giggling. Okay. Welcome to DTV. I'm joined by Brian Royal in the lead up to the round 15 clash against Richmond. And Chock, it's going to be another tough one for the Ds, but how are the boys feeling this week?
Yeah, it's been a tough week for the boys, particularly after coming off the game on the weekend. But we've had a really thorough review of the game, and she's starting to look positive. And Richmond in pretty good form, so we're going to have to be our best to be able to compete with them. Yeah,
tough one for you as well. Last week losing Jamar and Jones before the game. How much impact does that just do on planning and just confidence-wise?
Well, I guess because they were probably late withdrawals, that probably impacted with a little bit of the planning, but they're the things that we need, we've got to continually deal with. But what it did, it allowed other players to get an opportunity, and particularly Jake Spencer had an opportunity, and I thought he competed well.
And this week, those guys are likely to come back in, Jamar and Jones?
Yeah, at the moment it's still early days, but we'd be certainly suspecting both of them to play. Yeah.
Richmond played earlier in the year, and obviously it was a pretty significant loss, 59 points. Do you sort of look back at that game much, or more of the recent form?
Matty, a little bit of both. You certainly got to look back at the reasons why, and certainly it was a comprehensive beating, but in saying that, their form over the last 3 weeks has been okay. It's just important that they've got a very strong midfield, and obviously we need to be very accountable in that part of the ground, because they spread really strongly against us last time, and we got hurt on the scoreboard, particularly away from stoppages. Yeah.
There's some good indicators last week, though. The contested possessions are up, but still a few areas needed to be focused on. What are they sort of for this week?
Yeah, well, I guess Brisbane were very efficient in the way they moved the footy, and at times we probably struggled to get the ball back off them. As you said, we won a lot of the ball when it was in dispute in contested situations, but we've got to be really switched on this week. Richmond pride themselves on the way they move the footy, so it's important from our point of view that we can shut that ball movement down relatively quickly. If we don't, it just gives them more opportunities to not only use the ball in space but also score against us. Yeah.
And just something from your group, what are you looking for this week?
I mean, we've got we're obviously coming up against one of the better midfield teams in the competition, so they've got enormous depth. Ivan Marek is in really good form. Cochin, Deludio, Martin, Foley could come back into the side. Griggs in really good form on the wing. So it's going to be a great challenge for our guys, and if we can get to work the way we did last week, particularly inside the stoppage, and get first hands on the footy and deny Richmond the ball on the outside, that's certainly going to go a long way to us competing strongly on the day.
Well, best wishes for this weekend, Brian, and for the rest of the season.
Thanks, Matty.